This video is intended purely to communicate information in accordance with the right of free speech.
Any advice given is a suggestion, and anyone seeking such advice should consult a competent professional.
All statements made in this video are my own honest opinion, and they do not represent any other person or body. As such, sharing matters covered in this video is in public interest.
Hi, fancy meeting you here in this little old place. I'm Tish, and this is Echo Echo. How we going, everybody? What is happening? Oh no, that was very Ray. I'm not going to do that again. Hi, what's the haps? Got the dogs down here beside me, and some more pictures. Aldi had a whole bunch of Frida Kahlo stuff, so I'm excited about that. All right, I don't know what video I'm going to watch. I've got a few to choose from. Should I do another Nueva one? Maybe, because I've done it. Yeah, let's do that one. Look, I do want to do this one with Grody Brody. Oh, it's a long one. My goodness. Because he does a Q&A. And I was put onto this from Pork Soda. Shout out to the energetic people. The anti-energetic people, not the fucking, not the people that I'm covering, you know. All right. So this is Tony and Sarah. Sarah? Is that her name? Why don't I know her name? Now, I don't know what it is about Tony, but they have young kids, and I thought they were younger. I mean, older. It was confusing. Like, people can have kids at, you know, older ages, obviously. Okay, so this is Tony and Sarah Zalecki. I don't know if the intro recorded because I had it on the wrong setting. Okay, this is Sarah, I think, and Tony Zalecki. They are formerly of Modere. They have started a company called Nueva Global. They sell bikini in a bottle, I think, and something else that you can get cheaper from somewhere. Because Hydro Shot, I think. All seems very slapped together, just saying. But shout out to Sarah on the blowout. Sis, do you go to Dry Bar? Looks good. Okay. I'm gonna eat my dinner while I watch. No pie yet because my slow cooker's not here. Hopefully, I'll find out when my furniture's coming in the next couple of days. Woo! I'm a bit worried about it, just sitting there. Hope it's all good.
Hey everybody, Tony and Sarah Zalecki, and today we want to talk about the power of a
It was Sarah. Oh my goodness, what a great shot for the he gives us so many options with thumbnails. Thank you, Tony, if you're watching this, because this is fair use / fair dealing in Australia. I'm transforming your video that I got from a public Facebook. Your public Facebook. This content actually doesn't belong to you. It belongs to Meta. But also, I can use it anyway because it is fair use. Just doubling up on that one because so that we understand where everything stands, because these people have tried to silence anti-MLM people. We don't like that so much. We don't. No.
reset and the three things that we're doing currently right now to shake it up and make it happen.
Do you have to have your eyes really wide open? Or big eyes or and people don't know the lies? That's a good motto. Big eyes, hide the lies. Because we know that they love like a good Pinterest quote, you know?
Yay! All right. Well, hi everybody. It's great to be on. I know
That's
this guy's been on live every day, kind of giving you guys updates of all the cool things that are happening in our life, which is a lot. I feel like, you know, we're going 90 miles an hour, but it is awesome. I am so grateful for so many great things. And so we want to talk.
Did it have to be this hectic, Sarah? Yay! That's what she said. Did it have to be this busy, this hectic? It didn't. You could have probably sat for a bit, you know, considered your options, thought about, is MLM really how we should be earning our money? Because it's pretty exploitative when you think about it. But the secret to being at the top of an MLM is not thinking about it. So, yeah, I don't feel real sorry for you because You could have gone into, just retiring and doing something else, retiring from MLM. But you don't want to do that, do you? Why? Why don't you want to do that? Money. In MLM, if I'm ever asking a why question, like justify it, the answer is always money. Maybe like someone like Jessie Lee used to do things out of spite. There's a little bit of spite in there too, but it's usually money.
You guys about the power of a reset. All of us, we go through different things in our life, whether it's business, career, so many different things, and it's just learning about how to, reset properly, right? And what does that actually look like? And so we're actually going through a reset. So we're like, well, why don't we talk to these guys like real time on like how are we actually resetting, right?
Yeah, and I think the first thing that we're doing is kind of auditing our past without getting stuck there, and that's a big thing because you've got to be able to learn from what happened and then how do you move forward. So things like what worked for you, what didn't, what drained you, what lit you up.
Man, he has the best face. He's got a really expressive face. I just took a deep breath and it was kind of chilly. So it's hot. I don't know what has happened to my taste buds, but I'm a total wuss now with chili and spice. The 23andMe, or what did I do? Whatever the DNA test I had, definitely recognize that I am white, very white. Did you reflect on your past and then you don't repeat the mistakes? If that is actually the case, why did you jump into a business that you basically have just transferred your modere, downline, you wish, probably not all of it, your uplines, your everything, the structure, you're probably basing your compensation plan on modere, getting health and wellness. If this was the case, Tony, why did you do something exactly like modere? The answer is money. They know that they have. You can only have influence and power over someone if they remain in your, in your scope, under your control, right? Somebody from their downline joining a different company, that's gone. And so that's why they needed to jump so quickly to get all those people to come over because of money.
Right? All those things are super, super important.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, I know for us, we're looking at, hey, what are the things that we loved, and like, what are the things that we're like,
Money.
we are definitely not doing it this time around, right?
Yes.
And being okay to say, hey, these things are not even negotiable, like it's just off the table, right? So I would encourage you guys, like grabbing a notebook, grabbing a pen, right, and sitting down and being like, what do I actually want it to look like this time around, right? Like, what are the things that I feel like were my greatest lessons, right? And then also too, I think also too, writing down like, where do I feel like, instead of saying like the where I need to work on, I would say, hey, like what are the greatest places for me to grow, right?
I can imagine there's a few people who say, what do I want this time around? Money. Wasn't earning as much as I would like to in your downline, and I'd like to earn money, please. Are you going to make that happen for them, Sarah? And also, like, if they can't see that as a prospect, they're not going to sign up. So you probably are not going to be truthful with them. That's just a guess. It's just an opinion. Because they've been in your downline, right? And you can say, oh, this is a new company. You're going to have new opportunities. Oh, but Sarah, I was only breaking even at modere. How will this be different? Oh, it's going to be so different. The compensation plan, just trust us. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro, that this company is based on trust me, bro.
Like, what are those things, right? And those are the things like I know for me personally, because I'm always kind of in this constant process of leveling up in my life, like all the time. Now I feel like I not leveled up 1, but I feel like I had to level up 10, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm up for the challenge. But I think for me it's just kind of looking at, okay, so those things that I need to really work on, that's a great growth place for me. Like what am I doing in those areas to really grow, right? And I think too, like you said, looking back in the past and going, okay, so some of those things I maybe didn't handle right, some of those things I maybe could have handled better.
I am not sure off the top of my head if these guys are going to be reps as well as founders. If anyone knows, Drop it in the comments because that's interesting. Because if you're a founder, pretty well placed, hey? Like first ones there. We know what those people like get, you know?
Hey, I need to kind of really learn how to, maybe it's one area of, growing emotionally and maturing in the business. Maybe it's learning how to handle personalities better. Maybe it is, learning how to stay in my lane better. I'm just kind of naming a lot of these things that we all go through when we're building a business. But really coming from that place of number one, like, wow, creating a great story, right? All of us have such great stories in the power of a reset. But again, like Tony said, being able to like say, hey, those are all the things that happen.
Is it a great story? My dare closed without any sort of warning, although, the writing was on the wall. And what? We were going to go to a different company, but then we started our own because we want to be really rich. Great story. So great. Really great.
Being forward focused, right? And then being able to drop those off and like don't pick it back up, right? Because I think a lot of times, sometimes, guys, what happens for some of us, and some of us maybe are willing to admit it or not. I'm willing to admit it. I'm at the place in my life where I'm like, if I messed up or I screwed up, I'm willing to say I did. But I think sometimes the challenge is that we.
Wow. Some people would say, who are the brave people in this world? Greta Thunberg, she's trying to get this aid ship to Gaza because Gaza hasn't had any aid for the last 60 days. And Netanyahu just announced today that they're implementing the final solution at Gaza. Yeah, like, but the Nazis did that, right? They also wanted to implement a final solution to the Jewish people, but they had a meeting at Wannsee, and they didn't mention it except for we are after a final solution for the Jewish problem. They would not name that they were genociding people, right? Because they knew that was a bad thing to admit to and say. And we've got Netanyahu out here going, hey, we're gonna kill those bitches. And no one's gonna stop us. And that's what's happening. Anyway, so Greta Thunberg is trying to get some aid over there. Malala Yousafzai, champion of girls' education. Who else? Gloria Sheinbaum. No, is that her name? Claudia Sheinbaum. The president of Mexico, standing up to Trump and, doing some wonderful things over there. Brave women. And then we've got Sarah, who's really like, I can admit my mistakes. Wow, Sarah. Wow.
We, say we're going to drop something off in our mind mentally, right? But we go back and we pick it up and we carry it around almost like it's a garbage bag, right? It's like, imagine like dropping a big piece of garbage, like into the garbage can, and we like walk away and leave it. What happens is that we drop it off, and then some of us go back and we open up the lid of the can, we get in the garbage and we take the thing and we drag it around, and we actually almost drag it around like it's a badge of honor, right?
Where did these people learn about the English language? Because Tony had some bad analogies in the other one that I watched as well. I'm sorry, what? Rather than, okay, I would have said that the garbage bag, dropping it off, putting it all in the bin is admitting your mistakes because you're letting it go. Hanging on to the garbage bag and taking it around with you and maybe putting one piece out or one piece, or like where you're not really dealing with it, you're going to one bin and but you're not dealing with the problem. That would be a good analogy. But I'm smart and I've been known to be a good writer at times. I think so anyway. I love writing. I'm a good writer. So that's not a difficult analogy to make. I think if we're admitting our weaknesses here, Sarah, analogies are weakness. Why don't you just, and also people in MLM can never talk about the fucking thing they're talking about. What are you talking about? I made a mistake because I joined a company based on comp plan that didn't do this that had too high PV. I made a mistake when I joined this company. The product sucked and it had bad like testimonials. Whatever. What are you trying to say? Get to the point. But they will never do that because you can never say anything negative about the business, right? It's always got to be a rave. Uh, mm. We're not even 5 minutes in, and I'm already like raging, and my mouth is hot like chili. It's unpleasant. I didn't have my iPad over the weekend, and it was really hard on me. Okay, it was really hard on me. I like having it's my security blanket. I love my iPad. I'm not going to think about what it took to make it. There's no such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism. I need to shut up now. Okay, I'm going to get back to criticizing her rather than thinking about my own like garbage bag that I'm walking around.
And we carry around this past where it's like, hey, we do have a choice to drop that off and never pick it up again. Like we have that choice. Like no one's saying you got to carry all this stuff around, but we mentally have to choose like, I'm done, like forever with all that. And here we are, right? And we're moving forward. So I would just encourage you guys, if you're kind of holding on to that garbage bag, like drop it off, right? Take all the good stuff, take all the things that, we can improve on, right? And move forward because, that's all we can do.
The stuff in the garbage bag is not the good stuff. What are you fucking talking about? There's no positive connotation to a garbage bag. I mean, I like collecting garbage is essential, right? I just did like a lesson today. BT dubs, school's great. I'm really enjoying it. Even the bad kids are not that bad. I'm loving it. And like I said, I'm teaching. It's wonderful. The garbage bag has garbage in it. Oh, I was saying back in the Industrial Revolution, because they didn't have like sanitation services, like that was really bad. Okay, so like the connotation of garbage, like yes, sanitation services are wonderful. Why am I out here like fighting the garbage man's fight? How did I get here? Anyway, her analogy still sucks. You wouldn't put good stuff in the garbage bag. What are you talking about? My mouth's still hot.
Yeah, and I think for me, when it comes to what lit me up or what I love doing or what didn't work or what drained me, like when I go back and look at those things, I don't relive it. I learn from it because that's how we learn through experiences, right? We learn from doing. We learn from the things that we do with people every single day, the conversations we have, the back and forth, whether it's the good, the bad, the ugly. But don't relive it and let it put you 3-4 steps back. That's not what this is about.
Yeah, that's what Sarah just said through her bad analogy. Okay? Why are you repeating that? It wasn't even good the first time around.
It's about you learning from it, growing from it, and just being a better person because of it. And, that's how this is. And, the biggest thing I can tell you when you're doing this is have a smile on your face because I know for me, I'm really hard on myself and I like to beat myself up sometimes and say, man, God, did I really do that? Or holy cow, how could I have been better? Or man, why wasn't this person better to me?
Yeah, you're not allowed to be sad about anything. That's not being realistic. That's not admitting that there's faults. That's what she said before. I don't think being toxically positive is a way to get over it. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard Tony talk about his bad side really, yet. I've only seen him a few times, so we'll see if he gets hard on himself. We'll see.
No, don't go there. Just move forward. You learned, you grew, you got some great experiences, and you use that as you keep going in life through teaching other people, through adversity, through telling more stories, through relating with more people, identifying more people. All that stuff just builds and builds and builds.
I think too, guys, one of the things that we tend to do as human beings is we tend to like what if things to death, right? Especially when it's things that happen in our past. So maybe some things that are newer in our life maybe seem a little bit scary. Maybe we tend to
Oh, this couldn't be directly about what you're talking about. Really, things that have just happened, like your company closing and all of you being terminated overnight, because that did just happen, and you just, yeah, don't even think about it, right? Just get over it. Don't dwell in it. Learn from the lesson. it's been less than a month. Okay? Like, people haven't even had time to really disconnect at all. You know, it happens so quickly. And that's what this is all about. This is tap dancing. You've got to keep them entertained. You've got to keep people from thinking about what makes sense, thinking about what is in the pit of their stomach as a warning, as a red flag saying, hey, this might not be a good idea because of your experience. And they want you not to think about that. So this is information control for sure. Like trying to make sure you don't analyze what you're doing and you stay in, you join them. Why? So they can get money.
Bring in old thoughts, limiting beliefs, assuming, oh, well, how is this is going to be the same as how it was before, type of thing, right? We're all human beings, right? But I think what's important is like, it's important to like not what if it to death, because we could what if anything, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's 1,000 different things that we could say, but don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, because I used to do that and that really paralyzed me. And that kind of actually goes into number 2, when, what Tony wrote down on our notes is like really learning how to move fast and not sit and wait, especially when you're on a reset, because that was my thing, is like, I used to just like what if things. And because of that,
Don't do it. Don't what if things. What if this happens? What if this company closes like my dad? What if? You just don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. I gotta put Frida down. Frida. Say hello, Frida. It's Frida. How you doing? Hmm. 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 Yeah, don't what if. Ignore what your gut is telling you. Your gut is telling you to question things and to wait. Just ignore it.
I didn't move. You know what I mean? It paralyzed me. I had like 2 feet that were like cement blocks versus, taking the action and moving. And I love one of the old quotes that I heard, I don't know, a long, long time ago. And some of you guys maybe have heard it, but they say, as you pray, move your feet. As you pray, move your feet, right? Someone gave me a thumbs up. Was that me doing the thumbs up?
Yeah, that was you.
Maybe.
You gave yourself a thumbs up.
I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of random. Like, what the heck?
That's a good thumbnail picture. They're full of them. Yeah, did someone give you a thumbs up? No. You gave yourself a thumbs up. As you pray, move your feet. Yeah, love the religious manipulation stopping by. She doesn't strike me as dragging her feet, especially because like she just had what was it? She just freaking got terminated from my dad and started a new company. Didn't seem like she hesitated at all. Just saying.
Right? As you pray, move your feet, meaning like be taking action, right? Be moving, be in momentum, forward taking action, right? In your reset, not thinking. It's like, again, I'm a huge believer in intuition, and I'm a huge believer that God gave women amazing intuition, and he gave guys too. But for the girls,
It doesn't matter. Intuition isn't sex or gender based. Some people are intuitive and some people are not. I don't think that if their intuition is telling them not to join your new company, I'm sure that you would say that you just ignore that. Yeah? Because that's more than likely happening.
I think our radars are like very, very loud. And so it's like, if you ever felt, guys, like that you had this intuition, this pull, this tug, whatever, like that is your green light to go, right? It's not the time for you to like overthink, right? And, I remember reading a book. It was my very first personal development book called Think and Grow Rich. It seemed like an encyclopedia to me at the time. I was 21. I knew nothing about thinking. I didn't think a lot, and I definitely wasn't growing rich. So it was like a whole new concept for me. But in that book,
I didn't think a whole lot, but it did end up growing rich. Mm-hmm. Why does that keep going to... Yeah. Yeah. It sounded like she was a bit of a victim to start with, because, yeah, like the way they mold and manipulate people to their points of view is getting them when they're young, when they're like your brain doesn't mature until you're 25, so the reasoning center of your brain is not as developed. But yeah, it's not, it's evident that she probably doesn't spend a great deal of time thinking. But now she is rich, because if you spend too much time thinking about what you're actually doing, you might stop doing it. Just saying.
They talk about how successful people make decisions quickly, right?
Yeah.
They change them slowly. So successful, I make.
That is such a coincidence for network marketing. Imagine that. Making decisions, you've got to make a fast decision. I think that may be one of the only, self-help books that tell you not to slow down. Because if you actually wanted to, self-develop, that takes time. So why would you need to make decisions fast? Oh, we know why. Because that's what suits an MLM. So why would people in MLMs tell 21-year-old Sarah to read Think and Grow Rich? Of course they would, so that she is more open to the manipulation that she is experiencing. And she may have started out as a victim of that, but now she is doing that to people. And that's gross.
Making a decision. So I really tried my best growing into my own skin and growing into the person that I am today, of really like being really serious about that, and not being the person that was like ready to get ready. I was like the person that when I had the intuition, the inkling, when I knew what I was going to do, I knew it was the right thing, I pulled the trigger and I went. And so I want to encourage you guys, some of you guys, if you're sitting in a reset right now and you're just sitting, right? Like, you got to get moving. You got to get into action.
Why? Why is that? Why can't they just sit? They just lost their job. They just lost everything that they have loved for however long they've been with Modere, some for many years. They've lost that. They've lost their identity. They're down, like, their position, access to the products that they have sworn by for many years or whatever, as well as losing the money. That's a lot of loss. And I imagine that any like therapist would say that you need to take your time with that, right? But why won't that work for Sarah? Because if you are slow or not moving, you're not joining her downline. And that is bad in her opinion. Like, you need to be joining her downline, right?
You gotta go, right? Because that forward momentum is so important with creating, just a great comeback inside of that reset.
Yeah, I'll talk about kind of my recovery addiction story. So when
Why? Why will you talk about that? Why is that relevant? I just had this conversation about Eric from Kelsey Ray and Eric. I talk about my recovery because part of my story, and it does help to see people who are succeeding in their recovery, but there's no expectation behind that. I'm not trying to sell them anything or recruit them into anything. I'm just telling a story. When you're doing it, that's not true. You are using it to manipulate, and that's disgusting, because you're trying to be manipulative, but also imagine there's nothing that would make me put my sobriety at risk. And if your sobriety is connected to the MLM or to the downline or to this story, I don't think it's as solid as it should be. And I think it's information we don't need to know. It's that whole revealing something vulnerable about yourself to get that, to try and convince other people, look, we are such good friends. I'm telling you about my drug addiction. That's how good of friends we are. So join my downline.
in 2010, when I just needed to get sober and clean and all that stuff, my friend Billy said, Tony, recovery is on your feet.
Oh, that's good.
And I'm like, what do you mean recovery's on my feet? That doesn't make sense to me right now. Give me something. And he says, Tony, meaning that you've got to be showing up at
what? How is that not clear when your wife said you've got to move while you're praying? It's almost the same thing. And did he just yada yada his 2010 addiction story? If you're going to tell the story, tell the fucking story. Because you're just being vague, and I know that's to probably not reveal your addiction, which you shouldn't be anyway. Yeah, this feels very like selective editing. I don't trust the framing of it, especially because you're trying to recruit.
Meetings a couple times a day. You got to be meeting with me at least once a day. You know, you've got to be helping other people and be in service every single day. I don't want you sitting in your house.
You don't have to be in service, especially in recovery. You need to be in service of yourself. Recovery it's a one person thing, dude. It's you against the world. And I fucking hate how he's talking about it, because it's almost like it's commodified, you know, like you've got to do this, and you're not a good recovering addict unless you do it like this. No, that's not true. This is gross.
On your couch wondering, am I going to stay sober today? That's not what this is. I need you on your feet moving. So recovery's on your feet. So he's like, I want you out and about. I want you moving. I want you in the right places. I want you in front of the right people. I want you doing the right service. I want you doing the work, but you got to get moving. You're not going to feel sorry for yourself and sit there and wallow in it and wait for, someone to come by and keep knocking on your door.
Just because they're not joining your downline doesn't mean they're wallowing in it. They're just not joining your downline. This is really gross that he is trying to. This is criticism of other people's recovery. It's like, take care of your own recovery, dude. Stay the fuck out of everyone else's, and don't tell anyone how to be in recovery. That's not what you should be doing. The dogs are like in one bed together.
Tony, are you in there? Tony, are you in there? Tony, are you in there? No one's seen you. Tony, are you in there? You know what I mean? No, we're not doing that. Get your butt moving. Get on your feet and get moving. And he was right. Billy was right. Billy, if you're watching, love you, brother.
Why would he be watching? Is he in your downline? That's weird if he is. If I want to sit at home instead of doing something else because I'm having a rough day, don't fucking come over. It's okay. There's no wrong way of doing recovery. It's 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 month, like, fuck you. I cannot imagine how it would feel to be in his community. These fucking laughing idiots. To be in this community, having an addiction, being in active recovery, and this guy's saying, this is how you do recovery. Fuck you. Don't tell people how to be in recovery.
So here's what I will tell you. I moved those first 90 days.
Who cares?
And guess
Who cares? Good job. That's your recovery. Stay the fuck out of everyone else's recovery.
what? I got stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger every single day. And it just made me feel
You're so look. Oh my god, Tony. You win. You're the winner of recovery. You're like the best at it. Oh my god.
like $1 million. Same thing we did the last 2 weeks with our business. One door shut, another door open.
It opened really quickly, didn't it? Like almost simultaneously. Like it was weird. Weird almost how quickly it happened, right?
And man, we went through that door with speed, clarity. We were leaning into it. And
you know what it looked like from the outside looking in? It looked like you were panicking. It looked like you were like so afraid to be out there on your own that you just ran to the first thing. You didn't look strong. You didn't look like you were making a pointed decision. You looked desperate and panicky.
we've been moving and moving and moving and moving and moving and moving and moving. And I was telling someone today, I'm like, man, God's dropping miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle right now in our laps with this new business.
You gotta be kidding. Like what? Please give an example. if it's you finding a product, that's not a miracle. If you are going to say those things like that are miracles, okay, delusional, just pure delusion.
And you know why? Because we're moving.
Yeah.
Because we're on our feet.
As you pray, move your feet.
Yes.
Oh my God. As you pray, move your feet. It's almost like we need you to keep moving so that you don't recognize that we're still scamming you. Oh, it's wonderful. I love scamming people. You have to keep moving. You got to keep scamming.
Yes, we are making it happen, right? But move. You got to move. There's no time to sit. There's no time to wallow. There's no time to come.
I do believe that you're sitting right now. Like you're sitting right now. So there's no time for that? Okay.
Contemplate. There's no time to, well, we'll see what happens. 30.
Yeah, isn't it? Oh, that must suck for you that like, well, we'll see what happens because they're not buying into your fucking scam immediately. There's something wrong with them. These two people are gross. Absolutely gross.
60, 90 days from now, and then maybe there's none of that right now. But let's talk about the third thing that's been super, super powerful for us. It's choosing the right people that match your future right now.
Yeah.
Just not the people that were with you in the past. Sure, some of them are going to come, some of them aren't going to come. But who, and again, this is what's been happening to us, is there's so many people that are coming into our life that match our future right now, that match our vision, that match our goals, that match, what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And it's not one or two. They're dropping like crazy, just like, oh my God, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But
What are you talking about? One or two people, ideas, products? What the fuck are you talking about? Like it's almost gish galloping. Gish galloping is a rhetoric mechanism, rhetoric tool, instrument. God, what's the second half of it? It's a tool of rhetoric where you keep talking and talking and talking, so then you overwhelm your opponent. Like it's usually used in debating, and so they might do a lot of talking over you. It's basically filler or doesn't get to the point or doesn't answer the point, and that's what this feels like. He is gish galloping through this whole thing so that you don't question what's happening. It's so busy, it's so good, and we're going to do this, and it's going to be great, and you got to stay in momentum, and we remember momentum, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's a lot, and it's very calculated. Very. These two are terrible. Glad I chose this video.
aligning yourself with the right people.
Yeah, I think that's an important piece too, guys, right? Because I think we're always looking to, especially if you're on here, right? Whether you're in an existing network marketing company or somewhere new or whatever it may be, or maybe you're not even in network marketing. We appreciate you watching.
Oh, do you? Do you appreciate us watching, not being an MLM? I don't think you do because you sent copyright strikes to other anti-MLM creators. Why did you do that if you appreciate outside viewers? BT Dubs, this is fair use, fair dealing. This is on their public Facebook. Oh, she just wants to share her message with the world. Maybe she is like Greta Thunberg or Malala Yousafzai. Maybe she is.
But it is that constant, kind of stepping into that next level, you know what I mean? Continuously growing, right? Utilizing our gifts and who we are. And I do feel that like every place that we go into, it's really learning new skill sets, and the way that we learn new skill sets or we develop new habits or is really like the circle of people that we're around. And so, what I love about a reset is there's so many times when you're doing a reset that people come into your life that are going to push you, you know what I mean? That are going to, in a great way, where it's like maybe they're going to push you out of your comfort zone or help you without.
Well, I am trying to push you out of your comfort zone, actually, because I think that you are a scammer. And I think you're manipulating people, and that's gross. So I think I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel sorry for anyone who is listening to this and thinks it doesn't sound manipulative, because it totally is. These two people are riding on their good, relative, relative to the company. Their good reputation to say, you know, this is a good company, you trust my word, etc., etc. But they cannot be trusted. They cannot be trusted.
Them even knowing maybe you work through a habit that wasn't so great, right? Or maybe it's learning something new, or it's stepping in the next version of you. And so like that alignment, I know that word alignment is used a lot, but it's just like surrounding yourself and being part of people that pull you up and pull the best out of you, right? Like none of us on this Zoom or on this call, like we don't have time to be surrounded by people that don't pull the best out of us. Guys, we got one life. You know what I mean? Some of our lives are shorter than others. So it's like, if we're not surrounding ourselves with people that pull the very best out of us, that make us shine, that help.
And is that like you? Are you the person that pulls the best out of everybody because you're just so wonderful? Just the best, magical, amazing human? I don't think you are, but you have to keep saying stuff like that because you don't want them to think outside what you to go beyond who they are. All right. It doesn't matter who the person is and what they say or what they do, as long as they are coming to join. And not everyone will. And it's like, you'll be shunned then because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Oh, well, I've only got time I can only pour into so many people. I just cannot do it for everyone. You had the opportunity to come and be underneath me again, but you chose not to. There are consequences for our actions.
Let's pull the gifts out that God gave us, and like, you know what? Why not? Well, what are we waiting for? And so the power of the reset is so awesome because it does a lot of times, guys, allow new people to come into your life that you're like, wow, like this was such perfect timing for me. And again, we're living and breathing that right now. And we're so grateful, And so again, it's like, we're walking through all this, honoring our past. We're saying, hey, that was great. Working on the things that we need to work on, moving our feet, taking the action, right? Forward moving. And then on top of that, then obviously is just really, really getting connected and being with people that pull the best out of us and helping us just really, really get after it, right?
Yeah, let me give you an example to this. So remember the last person, and it might have been this morning, it might have been yesterday, it might have been this last week or this last month, but just follow me on this. Remember the last person that aligned with you and they really got what you were doing and really got what you were creating and really got your vision? Remember that person? And they were ready to run. They were ready to make it happen. They were ready just to do whatever it took. And that person who was around you kind of raised your standard in these different areas. Remember that person? Remember that experience? And then do you remember the experience, maybe recently, maybe not, of the person that you had to keep dragging and convincing, and they had every negative things to tell you and say to you and throw at you? Remember that? What was a better experience? Who did you grow with more? Who did you have more fun with? Who did you rock out with, right? It was a person that aligned with you, that got what you were doing, that was ready to run that.
Yeah, this is them wanting you to join with them. We're aligned. We want what you want. We're aligned. It's not gonna be hard over here because we are all pulling the same way. It's just amazing. All of us, just with one mission and God, apparently. I'm tired today.
Raised your standard and made you a better human. Like, that's the people you need to choose to be around right now, because that's the magic you're missing. I don't even know you right now, your story, most of you that are watching this, but the magic you're missing right now is because you're not running with the people that match your future. You're trying to drag people and convince people that aren't ready.
Ring, 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 ring. Hello. It's the pot calling the kettle black. Is this you? Is this you, Tony? You're the one trying to drag people. It's interesting. Every admission is accusation is a confession. So often.
And that want to give you every excuse and every negative thing, and you're not happy, or you're not feeling joy, or you're not excited, or you're just like, man, what the heck? So you have the ability to choose today to switch that and just jam with the people that match your future. So we love you. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Okay.
So some of you guys that are watching, you might be like, hey, well, Tony, that's great. But like, I don't have anybody.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I don't have anybody that's going to pull. I look around and maybe you're like, I don't know who I have in my world that wants to pull the best out of me or knows how to do it or gets me, right? Some of you guys might say, I haven't had anyone that got me in a long time. Well, guess what? We want to get you.
It's us. It's us. Of course it's us. We get you. We love you, your money. The money that you will earn us. We love that money. It makes us understand you as a human. Oh my God, this is bad.
To pull the best out of you. You know, if you're someone that you're like, I need a cheerleader, listen, we would love to be your cheerleader. I tell people, like, everyone's like, what do you do? And I'm like, my job is I'm a professional encourager. That's what I do. I breathe life into people. I choose.
Okay, so you're lying. So you lie? That's what you do. Because you're a salesperson. That's what you are. As if she's ever said that. I'm a professional cheerperson. I'm a professional encourager. Ew. You are a salesperson in an MLM. Like, and not a very good one because you basically got no profile online.
To do that every single day. That's really why I love this profession so much. So if you're on here and you're like, I don't have anyone that gets me, reach out to us. Like, I want to get you. You know what I mean? I would love to pull the best out of you. Like, you know what? You're here on this planet for a reason. So, you know, I want to be that person for you. If you're someone on here just saying, I don't have that person, like, I would love to be your person.
That's why you're so amazing. Look, I was going to run off this live.
Of course. Yes. You need them. You want to be that person. Yeah, of course. Because it puts money in your pocket, ultimately. That's what you want. That's why you want to be their person. You're not, there's no, like, you are not wonderful because of that. You know, like, you're not gracious. You're not lovely for that. This is all a scam. You are manipulating people so that you can fill your pockets.
And she's like, no, we ain't running anywhere, babe.
No, there's someone that needs that.
Someone needs to hear this, and she just laid it down.
Yeah.
I love you, babe.
Yeah, love you too.
So here's the thing. If you love this, share it out. If you know some people that need to hear this message, tag them to the video. I know a lot of you have messaged us, and I promise you, we will be getting back to everybody. We're about halfway there right now, but we will get to you. And if you want some more information about what we're doing and our new business and a big webinar we're doing tonight, just drop VIP in the comments, and we'll reach out to you and make sure you get that information. But love you, Facebook family. You guys are the best, and there you go. Is that cool or what? You want to try one?
No, I don't think.
You can do it.
That's not a hard.
It doesn't work anymore. That's all right.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to do it for Sarah. I'm going to do it for Sarah. All right. We love you, Facebook fam. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Oh, I'm glad that's over. Those people suck. They're the worst. Oh my God. We're just so good people. We'll be your people. We want to be with you. We understand you. You're aligned with us. Yeah. Lining your pockets. That's the only lining that you're gonna do. Yeah, we need to keep talking about these people. It just sucks so much that, like, you lift one. I think I've said this before. You like lift one, like, layer up, and then there's all these people who are like scurrying out. There's always someone. There's always something. There's always people who are worse. You know? Okay. That's gonna be it. Hopefully this isn't too long. I'm gonna go have there's a bathroom and an ensuite. I'm not really using upstairs yet because I don't have any furniture. I'm gonna see if the ensuite shower is better than the bathroom shower. Bathroom shower's okay. It's nice and hot, but it's the water pressure. Although I may also have a bath because I've got some Lush bath bombs, which are honey scented, my favorite. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for being here. You can like, subscribe, and share. Share? There's a lot of views going around in anti-MLM. I'd love to hit that algorithm, get the word out there, because the anti-MLM movement, we are loud and proud and making a difference. If there's any reason for Nueva Global to fail, it's going to be us. Look at me. I don't have an iPhone that's doing this, so it's not going to do a thumbs up for me. Is it going to do that? I wonder if it does that anyway. Julie Anderson would love that. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. All right, goodbye.